Good morning and happy Bum Slide Thursday. Mornings with Luann and Tim. Hoping you're having an awesome morning. If not, stick around. We're going to change it for you. We're going to make it awesome.
How could you not have an awesome morning with the sunshine out?
It's been a minute.
And I was putting my garbage out this morning. I looked over and I could actually see my neighbor.
Because it was light out.
Because it was light outside.
She was like, ah!
It was a he, and he was like, ah!
Who are you?
No, we were sitting there trying to figure out which one goes out today, garbage or recycling. There was a holiday, I can't remember. Garbage.
Always garbage first. Recycling's always the second.
Always garbage first.
Timothy.
It's Love Your Pet Day.
But if I don't have a pet?
Love me.
Okay, done.
I'll be your pet.
Done.
You want to see my pets?
Yes, I do. I kind of know your little. Oh, look at.
Okay, so Anique, they're on the raft in the pool.
Wow,
they love floating on that raft in the pool.
They're on a raft in the pool.
Yeah, they love that. So that's Anika is the husky,
cute.
And then Tippy is the little. She's supposed to be a Maltese poodle cross. A Maltese poodle cross. Yeah,
is she in
the blonde
front?
one? Yeah.
Okay.
They lied though. She's not. I don't know what the hell she is. If she were a Maltese and a poodle, she wouldn't. She's got legs as long as a showgirl. I could have called her Vegas. And then in the back, that's Tuffy. He's a Yorkie poo.
Aww.
Yeah, those are my fur
dog is
babies.
Beautiful. That's a big, monstrous dog. Looks like he could just kind of go.
Our house has hardwood floors, except in the winter. That is carpeted with husky hair. Yeah, really. It's also cherry pie day.
Oh, yum. I love cherry pie.
Okay, now that doesn't make any sense to me. I thought for sure Little Miss Texture was not going to like the fact that there were chunks of cherries in there.
The key is a good cherry pie, the skin is boiled down very slowly so that it really it softens nicely.
Okay.
And then the innards are no longer in there.
See how she calls them innards?
So the innards of the cherry make up the goo around, and then you have a nice soft...
Luann's idea of a pie is innards and goo.
Innards and goo. Okay, apple pie is just not appropriate. Chunks everywhere. There's no syrup. There's
no syrup. No. Someone's making their apple pie wrong, because when I cut my sister's apple pie, the brown sugar and butter oozes out.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously.
Oh, but then there's still big chunks of the apple.
They're soft. They are cooked to softness. I do not like cherry pie.
You don't?
I hate cherry pie.
Really?
I would never order a cherry pie.
I love cherry pie.
Texture?
No kidding.
And flavor. I don't like cherry flavor.
I love cherry flavor.
Unless it's a popsicle.
Oh, then you like it.
Love cherry flavored popsicles.
Do you like cherry candy?
I bet you do fancy stuff like that, don't you? Do you do the crossover stuff on your pie? You don't. Do you even do pies?
I don't do pies. I've never cooked a pie in my life.
I'm not good.
I'm scared.
Crusts. I'm not good with crusts. No.
No?
No, I buy the tender flake crust.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. And then when we make a meat pie or like a turkey pie after Thanksgiving or Christmas or something, but I know in my mind, theoretically, how to make the perfect pie crust because I watch the Food Channel 24/7.
In my mind, theoretically.
And you always have to have the flour, and you sift the flour.
In my mind, theoretically, I could be an astronaut.
No, you couldn't. Baking soda, baking powder, and you.
If you can bake a pie, I could be an astronaut.
All right. Then you whip everything together.
What are you talking about? The crust?
No, just the flour.
Oh.
All the dry ingredients, and then the hard butter. Hard, cold butter. Some people even use frozen butter that they grate into, and then you just mush it, and you don't play around with it too much.
No.
And when you put water in it, it's got to be ice water.
I like to use my KitchenAid or Cuisinart or whatever it is, my food processor thing that has the
Yes, I don't have one of those. I would love to try.
Really works.
I really would, because if the butter's hard, then
not
it just
not
melts.
my KitchenAid mixer thing. That I don't like that one. It's my actual food processor that has a pastry blade that I like. My mother bought it for me a long time ago, and it's like heavy duty. It's got like a 5 horsepower engine or something.
So you don't like your mixer stand?
Not for pie.
Mixer?
Not for when I'm making a pastry. Like I've tried to make pastry before. I don't often succeed. But like when I did recently, I made a dessert. Did I bring it in? No, I didn't. Oops. It was a shortbread, which was basically just it was an Eagle brand square, but the base is shortbread, and it was just flour, icing sugar, and butter. That was it.
It's crazy.
And I used that thing, and it was perfect.
Yeah?
Okay, let's move on.
I wouldn't know.
It's Hootie Hoo Day. Now, how did I miss this one? We've been doing this show for almost 2 years, and I didn't know who. Hoodi.
Who's Hootie?
Not with the blowfish. Hootie Hoo. What you do is, this is to chase away the winter blahs and bring in the spring. At noon today, if you want to have some fun, you're supposed to go outside at noon, wave your hands over the head, and go Hootie Hoo.
I've never heard of that.
Neither had I, but it's a thing. It's Hootie Hoo Day. I want to do it.
Hootie Hoo Day.
I want to go no matter where I am. Just go Hootie Hoo.
Just do it. And see
Look.
People. What? Oh my God.
There's 4 ways to celebrate.
Stop it.
I didn't look up the 4 ways. I only knew about going outside at noon. Let's find out else what we can do. I'll have to look it up.
Hootie Hoo Day. Who knew?
Who knew Hootie Hoo?
So Hootie Hoo exists in Canada then?
Hootie Hoo to you too.
Hootie Hoo to you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I watched The Masked Singer last night.
How was that?
I know who people are.
You nailed it. You did.
Okay, no, I didn't know who the elephant was. So this
the elephant got trampled.
Section B. He did. It was a stupid costume. Elephant, mouse. That makes sense. Elephant, mouse, taco. That's a ridiculous costume. There's a taco.
Like
there's
a
guy
taco?
dressed as a person. Yeah. Frog, kitty, and a banana. Anyway, the elephant was unveiled last night because he was, the audience said, like the worst singer. And it was I didn't know who this guy was. Tony Hawk, you know him?
Oh yeah, he's the skateboard guy.
Aaron's like, how do you not know Tony Hawk? And Keith was the same. He's like one of the most famous
skateboard guy.
He's a legendary skateboarder.
Yeah, my son knows him because he was a skateboarder.
Keith showed me a video of Tony Hawk still going at 50 years old, still doing amazing tricks.
You know what? Rich as all get out because he was one of the first.
Well, he was the elephant. He sang. There he is. Look at the size of him.
Wow, yeah, he's very, very tall.
Yeah.
He can do the flippy doodles there, you know?
Sang Friday, I'm in love. That song.
He did.
Yeah, he wasn't great, but he was cute. There's a mouse, and the mouse is Dionne Warwick. I'm just telling you right now. It's absolutely 100% Dionne Warwick. She opened her mouth, I was like, that's Dionne Warwick. Keith wasn't that familiar with Dionne's voice, which is you can't.
Oh, it's so unique.
So he YouTubed Dionne, and while we listened to her singing, he played her singing on YouTube. He was like, well, that is obviously the same woman.
Really? So the mouse is Dionne Warwick?
Yeah, the taco, I'm telling you, that's the kitty. I don't know who the kitty is. I couldn't figure her out. She sang an Ariana Grande song.
Oh, yeah.
She sounds like somebody who was... I don't think singing is her first career. I think that singing is something that she can do. So she might be an actress or a dancer. Somebody said Julianne Hough, but see, Julianne Hough actually does sing.
She can sing, yeah.
I don't know who Kitty is. I don't know who Banana is either. I don't care. Taco is Bob Saget.
Really?
Absolutely, 100%. Bob
No
Saget.
way. He can't sing, can he?
Yes, he can. He sang "Fly Me to the Moon," and he sounded great.
I love that song.
I've heard him sing the national anthem before. I've heard him sing with a guitar. He sings comedy numbers.
What?
Bob Saget can sing. It's Bob Saget, and in his video in the package, they showed VHS tapes and a trolley car. San Francisco, Full House, and videotapes. World's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, look at you.
The frog is an athlete. He's short. He moves. Well, he's athletic, but maybe he's Ray J. Ray J. It could be Ray J. He's like a rapper, singer, Ray J. guy.
Ray J?
Because they showed Hush Puppies and Ray J's from Mississippi, and this guy can really dance, and he did. Can't touch this. Anyway, it was fun. It was a really fun show.
Is this like
Section
into the
B.
season?
So they've already gone through Section A. So they've already eliminated like 3 singers from Section A. There's 3 left. Okay. Now we're on to Section B. They'll go down to 3 singers, and then they're like compete.
The 6 competes.
I believe, unless there's a Section C. I'm not even certain.
So I remember when this show started, you were poo-pooing it all over the place.
I was like,
yeah, what a dumb concept. But seriously, it's so addictive to you.
The ratings are really good too.
Yeah, they are.
American Idol's ratings are great too.
Is that right? That's good, because they were kind of...
No, they came back. Yeah.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Something you probably didn't know was Queen Elizabeth wore braces. Oh! She wasn't born perfect? Yes, on her teeth.
Really?
Stop it. Well, on her teeth.
I didn't know. I thought maybe
Where
she might have had scoliosis and had her on her legs. My brother wore a leg brace. You never know.
I know, but we might have noticed that.
So teeth.
She was visiting some young kids at a dental office.
Yes.
And one little girl was very upset because she had to get her braces on, and she said, "Oh, don't fuss.
Don't fuss. One day you too could be clean."
She said,
"Even with braces."
I wore wires. Thank goodness it was years and years ago.
Did she call them wires?
She called them wires. Imagine. I wonder if she had like pink ones.
You know there were. you know that she was the Queen of England or a princess, because back in those days, war-torn Britain,
Right?
Braces, affording
Right?
braces, huh?
I think she should get a gold tooth. Right?
No, she should get a grid. The Queen
Right?
with a diamond grid.
Yeah, to match her tiara.
I have my tiara. I'll put on my teeth.
Oh, thank you so much for coming.
It is International Day of Social Justice.
Yes.
So guess who's on the show? I'm so clever. I brought on the people from Social Justice and Good Works, the Center for Social Justice and Good Works. That's coming up right after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Thank you, KC Security, for sponsoring our show. We love you.
You're
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Angelo, it's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell white paint.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
This is ONNtv.
The Center for Social Justice and Good Works, located on Herrick Street in the former convent of Sacred Heart. Am I right?
That's correct.
right.
See, because I went to Sacred Heart School and Precious Blood Cathedral, and I took piano lessons at the convent.
Awesome. A lot of people come in and they're like, we've been here before. This place has such a good vibe.
It does.
And it does.
This is Shreya, by the way, and that's Mike. You're the president of the board.
I am.
And Shreya, you're the interim executive director
Yes,
of the Center for Social Justice and Good Works.
Yeah.
How long has it been now? It seems like it's been a few years since you guys have been around. Mike, how long?
It's been 5 years. 5 years since we got the
5
things
years.
going.
Now, I know Frank Sarlo. Frank and my father were lawyers together. They were great friends. So I've known about this organization for some time. But maybe give anybody who doesn't know, give us a little bit of background, whoever wants to speak to it, about how it came about and what its initial purpose was.
Well, I wish we had Frank here for that, because he was
He was one of the founding
members of the center, and him and a group of about
So
7.
Frank Sarlo, Father Hamish Curry, Marianne Amadio, a group of like-minded people came together to sort of do good works in the community, and
and they started
and
with
create opportunities for people to sort of pull themselves up, change their lives, kind of thing. Is that the idea?
It has evolved into that.
Oh, okay.
And I think their first project was a leadership program, and they took young minds in the college and university areas and put them through training courses in the community involvement area. And one of the things that came out with that, I think one of the city organizations came up with some statistics and showed that in the downtown core of Sault Ste. Marie, there was a large population of kids that were not registered in any sporting activities at all.
And some of those kids were in the worst health in Ontario, which I find hard to believe.
The worst health.
Worst health in
Here we
the
are
whole
in
of
Northern Ontario with all of these opportunities, but these kids nobody was helping these kids, nobody was presenting the opportunities for them. And when you're a kid, you don't always have the gumption to go out and find things to do, right? And sometimes the things that present themselves to you are not the best choices.
Right, right. And the idea was to make sure that all kids in our community have access to sort of an organized sport. So that's how the idea for our recreation program came about. It was Go for Gold at that point in time.
Go for Gold was it was called then?
Yep.
Yeah, and then in 2017, that's when I joined the center. And in 2017, we started as I Love to Move.
A lot of sponsorship and support from Jumpstart.
Big help.
That's
big
Canadian
help
Tire?
from
It is
Canadian Tire,
Tire.
Jumpstart. Big thank you to Canadian Tire, Jumpstart. I mean, it wouldn't have been possible without their help at all.
Because one of the things that Jumpstart does is make sure that kids have the equipment and the to participate.
So back to the original part, when I got involved was talking with Frank, and I was at the time the president of Northern Heights Sports Club, and I was like, well, you know what? Here, how many kids do you need? We'll find a way to get them to play. And the issue wasn't getting these. There's lots of agencies that will pay for kids' registrations for the actual problem for the downtown core was kids weren't able to get to the program. So the mindset. Well, it was transportation. Sometimes parent issues. The parents are either working or not able to get the kids there.
No supervision.
So. We decided through this program we'll bring the sporting programs to them.
No kidding.
And we started at the TAC. Saturday mornings. And
you were using the gym there?
We were using the gym, and at one point I think we had close to 50 or 60 kids coming every Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm. There was a similar. The Neighborhood Resource Center, at one time the police officer there was doing a program with hockey, and the thing was if the kids had to come in and sit down they had to play hockey, and then they went back to the center, and then they did like some classes on healthy eating and stuff, and if they participated enough times they got to go to a Greyhound game. Mm-hmm. So it was like that incentive thing, and it's socialization, it's education, it's good health, it's all of those things combined.
It's creating leadership in them, so one of our volunteers who's an employee now, he started Braden Burmaster. He started as a volunteer, and he's done so well over the years, and we've hired him part-time to run the recreation program for us. So he is our recreation and activity leader, and he sort of acts like a mentor to the kids, and they love him.
And he has lived experience. He's come through the program, right?
He has,
and that's another huge part of this is creating opportunities. So it's very youth-based, obviously. Mm-hmm. Do you also offer opportunities to people who are sort of beyond their teen years?
Oh yes, we do. Well, let Shreya speak more on that. But we offer programs for the youth, for high school age, for adults,
college age too, that sort of stuff.
Yep, newcomers to the community.
Now that's a good one. So people who have moved to Sault Ste. Marie from other places.
Yes. Right. So Project Entrepreneurship started February last year. It's been a year now. Project Entrepreneurship is a 1-year-long training program. We train people in manufacturing, retail, wholesale, life skills, entrepreneurship, and it is for leadership. It is for anyone who's looking for meaningful employment or looking to get help to get their business started, or it could be a newcomer to the Sioux, like you said. It could be anybody who wants to bring about a positive change in their lives.
What age range is that?
There is no age range.
Yeah, if you can get out of bed and not miss the floor.
we want you to be focused and we want you to be engaged.
Okay. Actually, you brought us some flyers to show us the number of programs you've got. So let's talk through those as we see them. I think there's 4 different programs here.
So that's the recreation program,
Okay.
and I wanted to share the dates with the parents. That's why I got
So
that.
we'll leave that up while you tell us the dates.
So, so Queen Elizabeth School, the program runs twice a week. It runs Wednesday evenings at Queen Elizabeth School from 6 to 7:30 in the evening. Then at Holy Family School, we do Saturday mornings from 10:30 to 12 o'clock.
Okay, so tell me what those programs are. What do the children do and what ages?
So the program is a free recreation program for kids between the ages of 6 to 13.
It's a free recreation program.
It's a free recreation program. That is how we make sure that it's available to all kids in our community.
Yeah. So is that the same for both schools then?
It is. It runs the exact same way for both the schools.
In 2 different parts of town?
In 2 different parts of town, and then we do different organized sports. So we do basketball, soccer, you name it actually, martial arts, yoga, floor hockey. And then
free.
we do like a fun activity at the end of it. So
do parents have to attend or can the children come without a parent?
the best part is parents don't have to, like they can come in, bring their kids, drop them off, head
So
off.
it is a
head
drop
out.
off.
Yes.
We asked the parents to come in and sign the kids in and sign them back
And
out.
I'm sure that you love when the parents stay and watch.
We have parents that have actually
we do have
get
a
involved
few
a little bit.
parents who do get involved, who like to volunteer for the program
So
as
parents
well.
can volunteer as well. Can anybody volunteer to work at the Center for Social Justice and Good Works?
Anybody, yes.
Do they have to go through a police check?
They don't.
At this point, they don't,
not
because
yet, okay.
it's fairly well supervised.
Yes, okay. Okay, so there was a second pamphlet that you brought, second flyer you brought that Jacob put up. We didn't get to it. What is that about?
So the second flyer, no, it is the front and the back of
Oh,
the
I see. That's the
flyer.
second. So
but
the other one was.
I did bring in a second flyer.
It's the poster about the sweet change.
Right. Right.
Okay, tell me about Sweet Change, because I know this is the chocolate manufacturing company.
So we've done 3 intakes so far, and like I said, I mean, it's a 1-year-long training program. What we are planning to do is do our next intake starting April.
In April?
And yes, and that's the reason why I wanted to share the flyer with everybody. And so anybody who's, like I said before, newcomer to the Sioux, looking to bring about a positive change in their life, or looking for meaningful employment, start their own business.
They actually go and get to learn how to make the chocolates, but they also learn about marketing, about management, all that sort of stuff. Everything's involved in being an entrepreneur, basically, right?
Right. Yes.
And it's a 1-year program. So can I ask, is there compensation then? Do they actually get paid to participate in this?
They don't get paid like that.
Okay.
No, they don't.
So this is
they
just
gain experience, and that's how.
Gaining experience.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, so if people have further questions, what's the best way to contact you guys? If anybody wants to reach out and ask about any of the programs, find out more information, or even register for the Sweet Change, the 1-year entrepreneurship program.
So the number for that is the center's landline number, which is 705-450-4483.
450-4483, good.
And then my email address is centersjgw@gmail.com.
JGW.
Our acronym, just like our acronym.
Okay.
Center for Social Justice and Good Works. Center SJGW@gmail.com. Yes.
Website?
Center
SJGW.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Facebook?
Facebook, we are on Facebook too, and then Center for Social Justice and Good Works.
And can people just stop by the old ex-convent?
Well,
yes,
we have a locked door policy because of the neighborhood that we're in, and
sure. So ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Exactly.
We'll,
okay.
If you don't look too scary, we'll open the door.
Right. Well, listen. Happy what is it? International Day of Social Justice.
It is.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you very much.
for having us.
And also, I also wanted to mention on the chocolate front.
Yes.
the store that we have running, or the factory, we are opening at some point in the next month or so a storefront.
You're going to do retail?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous. I've been waiting for that. I've been hoping
we've
for
had
that.
so many people walking by, and it gives us another venue for training.
Perfect, because they can work in the retail environment as well then.
And that retail environment, everything we sell through that chocolate factory goes back into the Center
Back
for
into
Social
the center.
Justice and funds all the programs that
Fantastic.
we
Hey,
do.
give my best to Frank when you see him.
We
Thank
will.
you. Thank you so much
very
for having us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We'll be back with Luann right after this.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. If you smoked weed, wait at least 4 hours before getting behind the wheel, or don't drive at all if you're new to it, have eaten it, or if you've mixed it with alcohol.
This is On TV.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Imagine knowing about incidents, closures, and roadwork all before starting your trip. Ontario 511 lets you know before you go. You can get real-time information directly from the Ministry of Transportation, because the more you know, the easier it is for you to go. And spend the time doing the things that matter most.
On this day in history, not too long ago, 2012.
Oh!
Scientists successfully regenerated the flowering plant Silene stenophylla.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, but here's how they did it. From a 31,800-year-old piece of fruit.
What?
All I can say is there's hope for me yet. If they could regenerate a 31,800-year-old piece of fruit, think of what they could do for me.
And you're so young compared to that
fruit.
31,000, how do they measure that? Who goes, yeah, you're about 31,000 years old? Come on.
That's a good question.
Like, would it not have been rotted to nothingness?
Unless it was, what do you call that?
Preserved? Pickled?
No,
jarred?
That's you.
Conserved?
Petrified.
Petrified.
Because if something's petrified, it's
You looked like you were petrified.
I want to buy a vowel. Yeah, so maybe it's petrified because it's like in a state and they can like measure. I don't know, Luann. I don't know. How do they know how old a bone is?
Carbon dating.
Carbon dating.
Carbon dating.
Oh yes, carbon dating. Yes.
Carbon dating. 31,000 years ago.
Carbon dating. That's when you go out with a muffler. And in 1974, Cher filed for separation from Sonny.
Oh,
were you sad?
I was devastated.
I remember being so sad that Cher and Sonny were
me
breaking
too.
up.
I never knew how she ever ended up with him. But when they said they were going to get divorced, I was like, what? They can't get divorced. They're like a company. They're like a production.
And then after they divorced, they kept the show going.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Very professional, though.
Yeah, and then she did her own, and then he tried his own, and his flopped, and hers did.
I could sing like him. I could.
Yeah, and you know what? When you don't shave, she's got the same mustache. When she stops waxing, it's just like that.
Seriously, I just sometimes if I forget Sunday to wax, Monday morning it's a little. So he actually brings wax in for me. Yeah, just so I can rip it off. Remember yesterday I was telling you about Harry Styles and Lizzo, who kind of hang out.
They had a little flirty thing.
Yeah, they had a little flirty thing. He actually sang at one of her concerts, and he put his head on her shoulder when the host of the Brit Awards was interviewing her at her table. Just prior to that, though,
what happened?
That was Saturday. On Tuesday, he was out in Hampstead in England, and was robbed at knife point.
Did they?
Yeah.
Do you think they knew?
The guy's still at large.
But do you think he knew he was robbing Harry Styles?
I wonder.
Or would you go like, give me your, oh my God, autograph. Can you sign my knife?
Before I stab you
and then give me your wallet, Harry Styles.
Please. And apparently Harry was like with other people. But
there was more than one of them?
Yeah, immediately like gave the cash out and said, calmed him down, kept him stable and calm, and just so the money's gone and they don't have a suspect yet. Poor Harry.
Poor Harry's got lots of money. I'm just glad he was safe.
Me too.
See the old guy who beat up the guy that wanted his one? He went a 74-year-old man or 72, whatever. Did you see that? Aaron saw the video.
Took him out?
No. The guy. It's like obviously the gentleman had training in fighting because he was like took a boxer's stance and he was like jabbing and
really
and the robber finally just gave up. He went to the bank machine. He was standing at a bank machine and a guy comes up and wants to attack the guy and the guy's like no, boom 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 boom. Yeah, the guy took off.
There was also, I know we're out of time.
We are.
But a couple who are police officers. Yeah, we just keep going. Police officers, and they were having dinner in this tiny little diner, and somebody came in with a mask on and went to rob the counter person. And they, you should see them. They were like the two of them, and she was like scourging it, it was kind of entering. Wow. Okay, news is heavy, so we really have to get out now. Okay, so have a great break. We'll be back right after this with more news because we have to get out.
Drop by one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
The Sault Ste. Marie Region Conservation Authority is advising that Lake Superior water levels remain well above normal. There are currently observations, reports, or expectations of shoreline erosion or flooding. All the Great Lakes are actually near or above record highs. There is an exceptional volume of water in the system. Water levels are expected to remain high over at least the next several months, and further record highs are possible if wet conditions continue. As a result, there will continue to be a significantly increased risk of shoreline erosion, lakeshore flooding, and coastal damage over the next several weeks and into the spring. Lake Superior levels declined 6 centimeters over the course of the month, while on average the water levels declined 7 centimeters in January. At the beginning of February, Lake Superior was 1 centimeter above the record high beginning of month level set back in 1986. The level is currently 38 centimeters above average and 10 centimeters above its level of a year ago. The authority advises all shoreline property owners to prepare for potentially severe coastal impacts, especially, of course, during periods of strong winds and high waves. The authority statement is in effect until March 20th. Saultites gathered at the Grand Gardens Verde location last evening to take part in the 3rd annual Banking for Food event, hosted by nonprofit organizations sharing knowledge, interactive learning, local sustainability, or skills. The fundraiser will help a number of local causes supporting food security in the Sault. The Skills Project works with local organizations like the Food Bank Farm, the Soup Kitchen Community Center, and Algoma Education Gardening.
Everyone in the room was crying, and that was the moment So tonight we're actually celebrating both skills, Algoma Educational Gardening, and of course the Food Bank Farm. This is our third annual event, and we really wanted to be able to support the Food Bank Farm, who grows food predominantly for free for the soup kitchen, which we think is fantastic. So tonight we're going to have, of course, dinner, and we're also going to be showing 2 videos. One is what inspired Colin to start the Food Bank Farm, and then another one is about how Colin inspired and helped start another farm like the Food Bank Farm here in Lindsay, Ontario. And then after that we're going to be having some awesome folks speak about what they've been doing and what they've experienced and how we're working towards changing those experiences. So we do this because it needs to be done, actually. Myself, I do a lot of work for free, but it's because it needs to happen. I teach kids how to grow food from seed because I grew up in poverty, and I don't think food should be something we have to pay for. I think it should be a skill, so that's what started it. I grew food at home with my kids, and it was just something that they loved, so I brought it to schools. They started doing it, and then I started seeing the need grow, and like what Colin does at the Food Bank Farm, growing food for free. That's always what I want to do, because I don't think food should cost money.
The idea being that we want to educate school kids about the whole process of gardening, how to grow their own food and be sort of self-sustaining in terms of being able to grow some food for themselves at home. We started the Food Bank Farm. We were originally market gardeners, and we started the farm in an effort to help Isabel escape from the welfare system that exists. And so after starting the farm and operating it for a year, we were successful in getting her off of social assistance. After that was accomplished, we had a good chat about what should we do next. I personally didn't want to compete against market gardeners who work really hard to make a living selling produce in the community, so we wanted to find a place that wasn't served with fresh produce, and Isabel wanted to give back to the social systems that supported her over the years, and so we made a decision to take a chance and try to grow things and donate everything we grew to the soup kitchen and reach out to the community and let people know what we were doing.
What makes him Canada's biggest serial killer?
This isn't your average documentary. This isn't your average story. He wasn't your average serial killer.
I think that's because he knew what he was doing and he was evil.
The most infamous serial killer in the history of Toronto.
A documentary about Toronto serial killer Bruce McArthur and a man who had an encounter with him has Sault Ste. Marie connections. President of I Cogitate Productions, producer Bill Greer, grew up in Bar River, just east of the Soo. Greer is the driving force behind the full-length feature documentary Was I Next? The Sean Cribben Story. 8 men connected to Toronto's gay community were brutally murdered and their dismembered bodies hidden in planters between 2010 and 2017. Sean Cribben unknowingly escaped death on July 26th, 2017, when his encounter with Canada's most notorious serial killer, Bruce McArthur, was interrupted. McArthur is currently serving a life sentence for the grisly murders of 8 men. Was I Next? The Sean Cribben Story is a documentary that examines what happens to the primary witness in a case where there is no trial, no chance for testimony, and no opportunity to be heard. It's the story of one victim turned survivor of Sean's journey back from the encounter and massive police investigation as he navigates through being shamed in the headlines, PTSD, and survivor's guilt. Far from being the sensationalized version shown in the news media, this documentary bears witness to a community that got behind one of their own and helped Sean find his center through an outpouring of healing love and support. The film was directed by longtime local producer from ONNtv, Craig Huckerby. ONNTV's creative producer, Garrett Masters, is handling the final edit on the feature film, and also from ONNtv, Tammy Rydell was the executive producer. Was I Next? The Sean Cribben Story will be released sometime in 2020. And my son isn't your average survivor.
I remember everything other than what happened during the 20 minutes, but from the pictures he took during those 20 minutes, I know what was probably about to happen.
I don't know if I could speak about something so incredibly traumatic so gracefully.
And I've always been protective of Sean. I just wanted him to be okay.
He has post-traumatic stress from this experience. He has survivor's guilt.
I was already a little lost after he pled guilty because I thought, how am I going to get these answers? All my power was taken away, starting with him. But I can make the best of it. I have a way to help others.
I thought if there's going to be somebody who survives this and should talk about it, I think it was meant to be him.
Bargaining is set to resume today between the Ontario government and two teachers' unions just one day before a planned joint strike by all four major teacher groups in the province. ONNtv, the French Public Teachers Union, and the unions representing elementary and secondary school teachers are planning a province-wide strike tomorrow. ONNtv is also planning rotating one-day strikes starting next week if they can't make progress toward a new agreement. Today marks the third day of talks for ONNtv since negotiations broke down in early January, while the French Teachers Union has had sporadic bargaining dates over the past few months. Education Minister Stephen Lecce has signaled flexibility on class sizes, one of the most contentious issues in the ongoing negotiations, but the government hasn't budged on compensation for teachers.
Tiens, ça s'appelle une chambre d'amis. Vu qu'on n'a plus d'amis, t'as qu'à dormir ici, si tant est qu'on soit amis.
Tu veux plus qu'on dorme ensemble?
Non, j'ai l'impression de vieillir plus vite quand je m'endors à côté de toi.
Si vous deviez revivre une époque, vous choisiriez laquelle?
La préhistoire. J'ai couché encore avec ma femme.
Cher Monsieur Drummond, votre fils et moi serions très honorés de vous offrir la soirée de votre choix dans le cadre des Voyageurs du Temps.
Quand vous dites que vous organisez des soirées sur mesure, hein, c'est pas seulement de la pub.
Welcome back to Mornings with Lou and Tim. It's another installment of Shadows of the Mind Film Festival. How many years? 21. 21. It's the 2020 festival. We're going to give you a rundown of some of the things going on coming up in the next few days with the festival. Bill McPherson is here. Nice to have you back on the show.
Great to be here.
So, Bill, Tuesday, February the 25th is the next day we're looking at. We just saw a clip from La Belle Époque.
La Belle Époque. It's
from where?
It's a Parisian France. It is a comedy, a romance. It is about someone who this gentleman has the opportunity to relive one day in his life, and he chooses the day he met his wife.
And it seems that they've the romance has left the marriage, hasn't it, Bill, at this point in their lives? It says he's a disillusioned sexagenarian. So, but the film is supposedly, it's vastly entertaining, says Todd McCarthy from The Hollywood Reporter. Witty, sexy, and original. Well, original because he doesn't just get to go back to a place in time. They recreate it for him. It's almost like they put him into a movie.
Right? They recreate everything. And I think
there's an actress who plays his wife. They recreate the place where they had dinner. They even recreate the weather.
Right.
And
so it's in a sense it's an opportunity. What would you do differently if you had your life to live over again? Right. So it really is an interesting premise. It's vastly entertaining as well, and the cinematography is amazing.
Gorgeous, right?
English subtitles, French language with English subtitles.
Fantastic. The other thing we wanted to talk about was what's going on that one's in the evening. On
Wednesday
Tuesday.
evening at the Galaxy.
Tuesday evening.
Tuesday, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
that's okay. I'll keep you on track. But Tuesday afternoon, you've got a couple things going on.
Yeah, Tuesday morning we have a film that's in our own words about fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. And there's a group in town that every year they come back and we're going to have families, and maybe we're going to have some professionals speaking and a panel afterwards. So that's at the Grand Theatre on Tuesday morning.
Now those are the ones I love, where you have the panel discussion. Sometimes you'll bring in the director, sometimes you'll bring in people who are specialists on the subject matter. So you get to sit down and really, because these documentaries, films, whatever style of movie it is, it's meant to generate conversation and dialogue, and especially talking about mental health and mental
illness. And these are free, admission by donation.
Admission by donation. So you really want to get people in there. You maybe have somebody who has a mental health issue, who doesn't have a lot of money, but they want to get involved in the conversation and participate.
That's right.
They're welcome to come out. That afternoon at the Grand, again, admission by donation. Now this one hits home with me, Last Men Standing.
They were telling you, you're going to look like all these people, you're going to feel like all these people, and you're going to die like all these people. How do you go on?
30 years ago, we were supposed to die and to be dead. But we're here.
People are saying, oh, here's your life back. I'm not sure that I want it back. Why am I still alive?
I lived through the AIDS epidemic in Toronto. I was in Toronto in the 1980s. I have many friends who passed away from AIDS. I've got many more friends who are living happily and healthy that are HIV positive because of the progress that's been made. This movie looks at another aspect of that.
Yes, this movie looks at people who said that they weren't going to live through it.
They were ready to die.
They were ready to die, exactly. And so that they didn't make investments in the future, into their pensions, and so that now when they're interviewing these men, and this is in San Francisco, is the San Francisco Chronicle put this film together, and it's just looking at what happened. Why are we still here?
These guys are literally saying, I didn't think I was going to live this long, and now I don't know what to do with my life. I wasn't ready to be alive this long, and
I'm on social assistance. I haven't got right, but it is such a beautiful film.
Like the medication for HIV positive, I can't imagine living in the States and not having a drug plan.
That's right.
And trying to, this would be an amazing film to see.
Talking about this, and it is sponsored by the Group Health Center, the Heart Program.
Oh, Heart, excellent.
Yes, and it's going to be a panel discussion.
Panel discussion will follow as well.
Exactly.
Excellent. Now let's move on to Wednesday, Bill. We've got a couple things on Wednesday. You got a surprise for us on Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning we have a surprise movie, and I cannot tell you what the surprise is. You're going to have to go.
You're sworn to secrecy.
Sworn to secrecy. It's part of the licensing agreement in order to get this film, which is quite worth it. It's a it's got 6 Academy Award nominations. It is going to be on our website, or it is on our website, shadowsfilmfest.com. Look for it Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. the Galaxy.
Wednesday the 26th at the Grand.
No,
it's at the Galaxy. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. At the Galaxy, because that's a bigger screen.
Bigger venue, right?
Well, and it's an A-list film. I mean, wow. Exciting! Check out the website for that. What's the website?
It's shadowsfilmfest.com.
There you go. Wednesday then also. So that's Wednesday morning at the Galaxy.
Morning, yes.
Wednesday afternoon at 1:30 at the Grand. Again, admission by donation. All the hard-hitting topics. Ask for Jane.
Ask for Jane.
As in Jane Doe.
That's
as in abortion.
We just had a student die from drinking rat poison.
No, we don't know that she was pregnant.
What happened?
I saw her go in my drawer and take a razor.
My parents are really religious. I can't go home like this.
Hello, Nancy?
Do you think we can get together $1,000 for Patty? Let's see who's awake.
And the film is based on a true story back in 1968, 1969, when abortions were very difficult. They were undercover, under the shade of cover and darkness. And so this is a true story where people would call and ask for Jane, and they developed a network that they would assist students.
The University of Chicago.
That's
These girls
right.
were all in a dorm together kind of doing this thing,
and so,
right?
and that's how it all developed. And I think right now is that with the Roe versus Wade kind of controversy that's going on.
Yeah.
So we don't shy away from much.
You can't. That's not why you're here. You're here to open the conversation, to get people talking.
And to look at it. And we have to just go back and remember, it's a drama, and to look at where we're coming from.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
all right. So that's our update for Shadows of the Mind Film Festival for this installment with my friend Bill McPherson. Thank you very much for being here.
It's been a pleasure.
We've got a couple more to go, so stay with us on Mornings with Luann and Tim, and check out that website and enjoy Shadows of the Mind. 21 years going strong. We'll be right back.
What if we had women call my dorm room? Hello? And we can tell them to ask for Jane. This is Jane. Jane Doe. It would be anonymous. 23-year-old? 30-year-old mother of 4, 20-year-old college student. Thursday.
As a nation, Canada has participated in all of the major world conflicts. In the Sioux area alone, over 10,000 men and women have enlisted in the Canadian Armed Forces. The Veterans Commemorative Monument aims to cement the legacy of the Canadian Armed Forces in stone. It will highlight the bravery, strength, courage, and sacrifice of our servicemen and women. In times of need, they volunteered to serve us. Now it is our time to thank and recognize their sacrifice. You can help honor our men and women of service by donating today. To help construct this special, one-of-a-kind monument, visit thosewhoserve.ca to find out how to donate and more.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. My friend Jennifer Sarlo. Hello.
Hello, Tim.
One of the busiest ladies around, my goodness. Hey, we just had some of your pals on from the Center for Social Justice and Good Works.
Yes.
You're on that board?
I'm on the board, yep.
And Mike asked us to mention that you are looking for a new executive director.
We are,
because
yes.
Shira? Yeah.
Christina.
Oh, Christina's gone, and then Shira, who was just on the show. Is that Shira? Yeah.
Shreya.
Shreya is interim, so we're looking for a full-time position, so they're taking applications.
We are, yeah.
Fantastic,
so that
good to
job
know.
posting will come out next week, I think.
Excellent. Yeah. But that's not why you're here.
You're
here in
why
another
I'm here.
position. She's also a trustee for the school board, but today you're here because you volunteer for St. Vincent Place.
I do.
And this is your 8th year as the event coordinator or
event director of Coldest Night of the Year.
Now, let's set the record straight. Coldest Night of the Year is not the event that takes place outside the soup kitchen where people sleep in boxes.
Absolutely not.
That is not this event.
I have done that. This is easier.
But that was an eye-opening experience for you, wasn't it?
Very much so, yeah.
This one's a little easier, but also so important.
So important.
This is a major fundraiser for St. Vincent Place, isn't it?
It is. It is our primary fundraiser, so...
Is this the one where Joe Ruscio gets involved and he competes all across, and he's like, I'm one of the biggest fundraisers in the country. Is that
he
Joe?
Is. He's always in the top 10.
He always is.
Yeah, so he's great. He's a great supporter of ours. And,
he is.
And
he does a major campaign push. He's always out there saying, pledge us, pledge us.
That's right. But this year, the Cool Dudes is a team that's been with us from the beginning. Joyce and Annie is their team captain, and she is in front of Joe Ruscio's team right now. So they're going neck and neck, and we like a little competition.
We love competition. So there's 2 ways to get involved in this, Jennifer. There's one, you can actually do what these folks are doing and gather pledges.
Yes.
So what is the amount you would gather before you don't have to pay a registration fee?
If you're an adult, if you fundraise $150, you don't have to pay a registration fee. If you're a student, $75.
Well, that's great. And there's still time, because this event's happening this Saturday. It's Thursday. And now I know the power of Facebook and social media, Twitter, Instagram. If you get out there right now, come on, you get 7 people to pledge you. If you're a student, you get 7 other students to pledge you $10. That's $70. Somebody else $5. Your registration is in. You're done.
Yep.
If you're an adult, go around your workplace. Come on, you can get $150.
$150.
Get 10 people to give you $15, and you're in. You've raised $150. Not only do you not have to pay the registration,
but you get this great toque.
You get that fabulous toque. And the walk takes place this Saturday.
Yes.
Which is the 22nd?
Yeah, 22nd.
Okay.
So
where do we start? At what time?
At St. Vincent Place, 222 Albert Street East.
Absolutely.
And registration starts at 4. Okay. And then we will kick off the walkers to head out into the evening at 5.
5 o'clock.
Yes, so they leave out of St. Vincent Place, go down Bruce Street, and then we do a big loop around Queen Street. So walkers sign up to walk 2, 5, or 10 kilometers in the downtown core.
But you know what? And I did it last year, and I did the 5 kilometers. It goes by so quickly, and you see people all over the streets or walk on Queen Street. You know, you go at a good clip, you can pass people, find someone you know, chat for a little while, pass them, whatever.
There's over 200 walkers, so of all ages. Children are welcome because it's a great little family fundraiser too.
And it's called the Coldest Night, but as long as you bundle up, and there's also stations where you can stop and get warm.
For
instance.
It's great. New Life Church on the corner of Bruce Street. And then we have Big Lake Cabin on this year.
Isn't
and
that
their
nice?
Outdoor patio is going to be
Brendan
open
joined
for
in,
our walkers. Yeah.
Very nice. So the other thing is, the 2 kilometers goes by so fast. I did the 5 kilometers. I was done in an hour.
Yes, exactly.
The 10 kilometers. When it all wraps up, we end up back at St. Vincent Place?
Yep. So hot chili is served to our walkers and treats from Scott's Coffee Company and coffee from country style.
Yeah.
And we have chili and bread for our walkers. So that all happens after they come in. So and everything is finished by 8 p.m.
You're all done by 8 on a Saturday night. You can still go out and do your thing. There's lots going on this Saturday too. So, and you'll feel so good. The fresh air, the fact that you're doing great things for the community, because St. Vincent Place does amazing work for the gentlemen in our community.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you don't have the chance to get out and raise $150 or $75, get $25, come on down, register at 4 o'clock, and you'll still get the toque.
That's right.
And even that matters. That's what I did last year. I joined in late. I just brought my $25 down.
Absolutely.
I did my walk, and every little bit helps, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And this is like to house the gentlemen, to feed them.
But also our food bank and our soup kitchen runs out of St. Vincent Place.
It all does.
All week. So it's multifaceted, and we're really meeting the needs of the people who are struggling in the community.
Because we need to wipe out homelessness in this city. It's a tragedy, and it shouldn't happen to anybody. So now you can make a difference. Jennifer Sarlo.
Thank you, Tim.
Tell Sarah McCleary I said hi.
I will. She's sorry she couldn't be here today, but she's my co-event director, and she's amazing.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
She's a real asset to our community as well.
She really is.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
So nice to see you. We'll be back to say goodbye with Luann right after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim, the Coldest Night this Saturday.
Perfect.
It's hunting season, so this is probably pretty stupid, right? Actually, hunting accidents kill somewhere around 2 people a year in Ontario. Smoking kills 16,000 a year. So, what's really stupid?
So much to do this Saturday.
I know. I'm going to go and do the Coldest walk, and then I'm going to go to Cora Collegiate and see the Sound of Music.
And also at the Marconi, don't forget about the big United We Jam.
That's Saturday too.
Yeah,
oh my
so
gosh,
there's lots to do.
And then In Your Eyes project, If We Were Birds is opening. Oh, I think it opened yesterday. They're coming on the show tomorrow.
Terrific.
Yeah, and also I said Brendan. It's Brennan. Brennan coming from Big Lake Cabin.
Who?
Brennan. What are you doing today?
I'm going to thank KC Security for sponsoring the show, because they do that for us every single day.
Yeah, they do.
Even when we do the little recaps on the weekend, they sponsor that too.
Yeah,
we like those guys.
We do.
They're awesome.
They are.
So thank you.
Thank you.
KC Security.
And you know what? Thank you too for watching us.
Always. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If it were not for you, we would not be. So please stay tuned, and thank you so much.
And check out her news reads. She does more now. There's more news coming up. So stay tuned, find the news, and listen to Lou. She's got it all for you. See you tomorrow.